From the Intellifluence headquarters in sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, this is the Intellifluence Influencer Spotlight. In each episode, we sit down with an influencer from our network and we discuss their background as well as their unique approach to influencer marketing. Matt "Handshakin" Holmes is an Intellifluence top business influencer as well as an entrepreneur, speaker, author, podcast host, and world record holder. More on that in a minute. Matt is the founder of handshakin.com, where he helps entrepreneurs leverage their personal brand to drive more leads. After convincing billionaires and members of Congress to be interviewed in his Handshakin video series, Matt asked why they agreed to meet with him. Some just off of a cold LinkedIn message. He learned that his strong personal brand was getting him in front of almost anyone he wanted. You can also learn more about Matt at his personal site, mattholmes.io, and subscribe to the Handshakin podcast on iTunes. So thanks for speaking with us today, Matt. And the first question I have for you is, I was checking out your website, it says you're a world record holder. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, so my company's called Handshaking, and back in January 2016, I had been researching what, it's on everyone's bucket list. Everyone wants to break a world record. I had wanted to since I was a kid, but I never knew where to start. What type of world record should I attempt? After I had my company, I figured, let me see what type of world records there are related to handshaking. And sure enough, I found one that I thought I could beat. And it was the world's longest handshake, which is between two people. So this is two people shaking hands. The previous world record was at 42 and a half hours. And that's a long time. That's a long weekend, you guys.
That is.
And it took a couple months to organize it. And it had to be in a public place. We had to get press. We had to video record the entire thing. So that's a big video file. We had several GoPros switching off and one iMac that recorded a 46-hour video file. Impressive that they can do that. And at the end of the day, we started shaking hands, myself and my friend Juan, a friend from the Denver startup scene, which is actually the reason we broke the record, was to bring awareness to the Denver startup scene. And he had a startup as well at the time. We started Friday at 11 a.m. and we shook hands until Sunday morning at 9 a.m. So the timer stopped at 46 hours, and after you deduct breaks, you do get breaks. Everyone's first question is, Matt, how did you use the bathroom? Good news, you get breaks. So it's really easy. You should break the record too. And we broke the record by 1 hour at 43 and a half hours.
Wow. And you could not have a more relevant world record to your personal branding. I love it.
No one's shaking hands longer than me on this world.
I love it. You earned the nickname, Matt Handshakin Holmes. I love it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So, as a public speaker, what's your favorite topic to talk about?
Well, I would say my favorite topic is what the audience wants to hear about, and my most popular talk is called How to Use Your Blog to Connect with Influencers. And I simply talk about the basic 101 steps of launching your website and your blog, and how to reach out to billionaires and members of Congress and really popular entrepreneurs. There's a couple tools online that I include in that talk, as well as basic platforms like Weebly, where you can build a website that's a very easy website for a very low cost or for free.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And you spent a lot of time around many influential people. And are there common traits that you've discovered when it comes to influencing others?
Absolutely. The higher and higher of a net worth individual I interviewed, the more and more I realized they value relationships over money. And of course, they're strategic about their personal relationships and who they spend time with, who they catch happy hour with. But I could tell the more success they had, the more they valued giving first and seeing someone else find value from your relationship. And of course, the more wealthy they are, the more they have the ability to provide value to others. But even before they were a self-made billionaire entrepreneur, many of the people I had interviewed were, billionaire John Paul DeJoria put it best. He said, you have to start giving today. When you are driving on the highway and you see that car broken down, you have to stop your car now and help that car that's broken on the side of the road. You can't say you'll do it next time. You have to do it now. And that's when wow, like these guys are really providing value to others right away. Like, who knows who's on the side of the road? It might be someone who can help your business, it might not, and they are strategic about that. But that's kind of the mindset a lot of these very successful entrepreneurs had that I noticed was a consistent theme among the most wealthy ones.
Very interesting.
I was gonna say I'd be scared to stop on the side of the road and help a car, but that's just me. All right.
Yeah, I mean, now I'm trying to have my car broken down on where one of these billionaires is driving past.
Yeah, absolutely. Networking on the side of the road. I love it.
All right, so as someone who has undoubtedly received many influencer review requests from brands, what has been the strangest one you've ever received?
Oh gosh, I don't know. None of them are too incredibly weird with the requests. Like, they all want promotion and they want access to the people who are following your personal brand. Oh, let's see. I had one company who wanted me to do an Instagram post, and they wanted to pay me outright. They contacted me in Instagram directly, but they did not want me to link to their Instagram. And of course, well, why are you paying me? And I realized that they wanted to just use the post on my profile as a tool for whatever they were doing with it, which instead of actually trying to drive traffic to their website or drive followers to their Instagram page. And I thought that was kind of strange because it's too indirect. Like, if you're an influencer providing value to a brand, the brand should have everything figured out. And I'm not sure that brand knew exactly what they were doing yet. So that's just kind of strange.
And then, so I guess of all the campaigns you've been involved in, what's been your favorite review? In other words, what's been your most successful brand partnership?
Let's see. You know, I had a great experience working with a company called Archon Mounts. And they sent me a package because I was a speaker at Social Media Day Denver last year in 2017. And they have an amazing affiliate program that's easy. They sent a ton of swag. They sent recommendations on what to do with the swag. And the founder, I went live on Facebook and I saw the founder comment and just invited him into my Facebook Live that very moment. They were just a really easy, accessible brand to work with. And they were flexible too. They didn't have stringent terms. They just trusted the influencers and sent the influencers lots of great ideas. So I thought the flexibility of working with Archon Mounts was great, and the recommendations that they had, so I didn't have to think about how to promote them. There's a couple options for me to consider, but not that I was forced to do.
Right, yeah, definitely. And so you launched your first real estate company after graduating with an MBA and $100,000 in student loans. So you're well aware of risks involved and steps you need to take to find success. Do you have any advice for influencers who are just getting started or struggling to grow their audience or engagement? Are there any resources you recommend?
Yeah, there's a lot of resources. I have almost all of those on my website, handshakin.com/resources. However, I would ask them, when they build their personal website, what subtitle goes under your name? You really have to know why you're building your personal brand too. Like, first of all, everyone's good at so many different things, but you have to pick like 5 to 7 words on what describe you, which includes leaving a lot of your talents out of your title. So get comfortable with that. Come up with something easy and short to remember so people can actually tell their friends about you. That would be one piece of advice. And the second piece of advice is, why are you building your personal brand? What's your goal from it? For a lot of the people who I've worked with or built their websites, they're startup founders, and they're building their personal brand because they want more access. They want more yeses to their meeting requests, in which case I'd say interview the people who you want to meet with. Yes, you're going to get a lot more yeses if you ask to interview someone about their success than if you just ask someone to coffee. So, if you're building your personal brand to try to improve your networking tactics, know that that's why you're doing it, and ask to interview people. If you're building your personal brand to try to make a full-time living out of being an influencer marketer, know how many followers that's going to entail and how much engagement that's going to want. It doesn't happen overnight. That's a process that takes a lot longer. So know your why.
All right, awesome.
Okay. So going from that, where do you see influencer marketing in 5 years? How will brands be interacting with someone like you?
I think it's going to be much more popular and much more organized. You know, companies like Intellifluence and many others are helping organize exactly what influencers can promote what things, and from, you know, so that's making it more helpful to brands. And for the influencers, you know, we have people who want us to do things for free. We have people who offer us a big budget to do things that we can't do if we wanted to. So there's lots of companies helping structure what influencer marketing means and what influencer marketing is. So I think it's exciting, and I don't see it disappearing. You know, in an age where all of us get more and more notifications on our phones, we trust the names that we've met in person. And influencer marketing is the key to brands accessing that level of trust with consumers.
Want to join Intellifluence as an influencer for free? It's easy. Visit Intellifluence.com, click on the influencers link, and then click on the Join for Free button to sign up. Once you have registered, you will get immediate access to our influencer marketplace where you can browse relevant offers from brands and apply on the spot. You'll also be eligible to receive attractive product and service pitches from brands. There's absolutely no cost to join as an influencer, so we hope you take advantage of our service. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and well, you know the drill. Until our next episode, keep being awesome.